Yeah.
That's common.
I don't know.
I normally do.
With the troublemakers.
Got down a rabbit hole the other day and was watching those, and it's the guy was in Missouri State. It's like doesn't exclusive, and it is. I can't remember his name, but it was hilarious.
As the day progresses, it gets cold.
Did you know that? It does, and that's really cool. You didn't criminate, you sent that.
9 years, I went to college over there in Iowa.
Let me explain. He's a blanket, but he has balls in his
Moved back
defense, so
down
he
to
would have
Missouri, and I moved back. So I was up there 9 years in Iowa.
So we'll see what they say.
There's just nothing to do. I mean, that's what
Other than pheasant hunting and beer, which
Okay.
they seem to do a lot
So,
of, and
I
hunt
feel
other
like we
things.
need to
Yeah.
like.
I could have it, you know, something.
Because it actually
It's
lists
pretty,
out like
I enjoy it.
The spring,
that
in certain seasons, but in the dead of winter,
No,
I would hire guys,
no.
I had a guy tell me he was from New York City. I didn't work for 2 years because he was everything so great. He was like, I could, up in northern Missouri.
Yeah, I know
I
exactly
see
who it
that.
was.
I mean,
Yeah, you know, the good thing is you didn't do like, now they do some of those deals where everybody signs a piece of will or whatever, they drop a thing in, where you're, then you display it in your house.
Yeah,
Right there for 5 years, something like that.
You'd have to.
They do. I mean, they got the biggest living room.
unbelievable.
I don't know how they do any exercise.
I'm good. How are you?
And it's just a different world. I mean.
Excuse me,
I did.
You know, I'm the early guy, so we're asked back.
We're right on time. All right, y'all will please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, appreciate everybody's attendance this evening, thanks for our visitors, thanks for bringing the camera in tonight again, appreciate that too. As long as I keep Jeremy right where he's at, usually you're fine, right there.
How could you tell?
Consent agenda tonight contains the minutes from the, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I dropped down the line, but if your regular agenda, we need to approve it first.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for the night.
Second.
Motion by Chantel, second by Brian, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It's good that Chantel's sitting here to my left, she's whispering the right thing to do. Now, the consent agenda contains the minutes from the last meeting, the federal programs review, the CSIP, Continuous School Improvement Plan, first quarter data, and early graduation, December 23. Anybody have anything in there that they wanted to pull out before we, or mention, before we approve those?
I don't have anything to pull out, but in regard to the CSIP, I always appreciate the people that'll volunteer their time and visit the buildings and sit in on those meetings to give some guidance from the community's perspective to the school.
Absolutely, that takes teachers, takes board
Very
members,
extensive.
broad spectrum of participants in that. We do appreciate that activity.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Jeremy, second by Steve. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Monthly expenditures, those are listed in the packet here. Our normal amount there. Do you have any questions concerning the expenditures for this month? Move we approve the monthly expenditures and payables as presented.
Second.
Motion by Mark, second by Brian, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Old business? None, none.
No old business, no.
Good to know that we're keeping things caught up. Nothing's old now. New business, Missouri Ethics Commission.
Yeah, this is just a reminder that, Mrs. Cody is the board secretary and myself, wanted you all to be aware that you will be receiving information with respect to the Missouri Ethics Commission personal financial disclosure. And, there's no action request, it's just more of an official reminder. You have anything you wanna add to that, Ms. Cody? Any questions?
I think we've been informed that we received, some information by mistake and we're all good. Okay. All right. High school band.
This is a trip that's already occurred, so it's retroactive. It would have been last weekend. They attended the state competition.
It says action needed, but I don't know whether we need to approve it already. I mean, I think these are the types of things, they're either approved ahead of time or they're mentioned afterwards. So I think that's, in this instance, unless you guys want to approve of something that's already occurred, we'll just call that informational only.
I guess how they do that, is that a okay question to ask?
I know Mr. Hoffman and or Dr. Shively was gonna mention some of the
Oh, okay.
things in their report.
I probably didn't get that far down.
Audit.
Okay, the bound audit, I think, there's a few copies. Of course, I send it out electronically. Statute requires that the board takes action on the audit prior to December 31st. The district has to submit a management discussion analysis paper and then a final balances paper to a local media outlet, which prior to the 31st, which we are in the process of doing. The audit is pretty straightforward. This group has done school audits for many years. I worked with them when I was in Plato. They were under a different name. I mean, they're very, very good with our central office staff. Probably the biggest thing that comes up, and I've been doing this a long time in several schools, it's always the segregation of duties. But unfortunately, it's one of those things that, you know, unless you have a money tree outside, you have to utilize trusted people and have checks and balances within the group that you have. Whereas I guess the state boards or the auditing practices, professionals, they look at how many bodies you have or people you have. And they want certain numbers of people. And most every school that I'm aware of has that segregation of duties statement in their audit. But everything else is pretty straightforward. I'll be happy to answer any more questions or go into any more detail about the audit. It's something we have to do.
It appeared they could have almost just changed the dates from last year's audit. It's pretty much copied and pasted.
Well, I'm not saying they copied and pasted, Mr. McCullough.
We have basically
They're very
the same people in staff, on staff. And
Mhm, sure.
Our county procedures haven't changed over the past year, and it's good to see another good audit.
Mhm.
Any more questions from the board? Comments? Yes.
Make a motion to approve, the 22-23 school audit.
Motion by Chantil, second by Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, concrete repairs, information included.
Okay, in the reports, I presented a proposal that we obtained from Springfield Striping and Sealing to complete there's three primary areas. One at Robinson, which is, all of these are safety concerns and just need to be addressed. But this is at the north door. We do have students, we've got one or two buses that load and unload at the north door of Robinson. And so that amount is $5,904. And then we've got two areas at the high school, north and west sidewalk areas. The area that's on the north side of the primary entry door for students off the buses, there's a significant lip there. Dr. Shively and her staff have brought it up as a safety concern, so that's included here. And then a couple other places to be addressed. It is of note that this falls under the recommended bidding policy with it being under $50,000, which is the reason we went in this direction. But these are, in my opinion, things that we can do in cold weather that I shouldn't say in doing cold weather, can do right now before it gets really cold, and something that we probably need to address sooner rather than later because they'll continue to get worse. as time progresses. So that's the reason they're put in front of you at this point. I recommend that if you're all willing, that you accept them.
Questions, comments?
Make a motion, we approve these, concrete repairs. Second.
Motion by Brian, second by Steve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Are we already down to reports?
We are.
That went quickly.
We can make it slower.
No,
No.
let's keep it going. AEA, you did have a written report that was
Yes.
in the, do you have anything that you want to add to that, or
We do not have anything to add to that, but if you have any questions, we are prepared to answer any that you have.
any questions for the? We appreciate you, thank you very much for what you
Thank you.
Food service,
Nothing to add, thank you.
thank you for the meal, see, it's very
Very
good. Very good this evening. Pate,
Just a couple of things to highlight. One is from the board report. I had written about, our holiday shop that PTO put on. It was last week and we raised over $5,000, with all the trinkets and treasures that students can purchase for their family. Sold enough that we had to cancel the family event that we had planned for Thursday evening because we didn't have enough merchandise to open it up, so that's a good thing. And then one more thing that's not in the board report, Mr. Dick actually reminded me this morning at admin meeting, we won, some grant money from Arvest Bank that we are planning to use, for a focus room to buy some sensory things, some seating, to help with behaviors as we move through the rest of the school year.
questions?
PTO fundraisers over there have been going gangbusters this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably.
If you would like to volunteer your time at an upcoming PTO event, let me know.
Have the PTO coordinators come and talk to us and tell us the secret to their success.
Right.
Share that.
Yeah,
Are you gonna get in a dunk tank?
I think we're doing fine without a dunk.
I can give you some tips.
We'll just let Mr. Dake have that one.
I appreciate it.
Really, Mr. Dick, have the floor.
Yeah.
Robinson,
All right,
yeah, you got rebuttal time here now.
yeah, just a couple of highlights. We have our fourth grade fine arts performance tomorrow at 6:30. So they've been practicing quite a bit, and it's gonna be a fun time. Lots of good singing going on, and yeah, the $2,500 grant from Arvest was very appreciative of that. Our fourth grade team's working on that. We are going to be doing a sensory pathway in the back hallway. Kind of dressing that up, making some interactive stuff on the walls too as well, and leading it out into the outdoor classroom that they're working on. So very excited about that and the opportunity. So it's good things.
And that's where the dunk tank will be at the end.
Yeah, we'll just
at the end
put
of
it,
the trail.
add it in there. There's a hose out there we can fill it up. So we'll just make it a daily thing. So yeah, but yeah, we're working on it. So we're excited. So it's good.
Any questions? Junior high.
Yep, one thing I left out on my board report, we completed our canned food drive and we collected about 150 total cans, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for junior high, that's not bad.
Not bad.
So we wrapped that up and donated those to the First Baptist Church, and we'll use those items for their Christmas baskets.
Any other questions? Okay. We're up to high school.
I wanted to add, after I submitted my board report, we got some of the band results back, so that was on my agenda to add tonight. We didn't have anybody really make the band, but we had some super close, so, Adam Bland came in 10th, which he is one spot away from being able to participate, which means that he is 10th in the state. So that to me is amazing, even though we didn't get to participate. And then Katie Sharp is 23rd honorable mention, so she's 23rd in the state. So I think those are still great accomplishments, and so we want to recognize those kids for their hard work that they do. If you ever at the high school in the evening, there's kids everywhere you know, practicing in the hallways and that kind of thing. And so that dedication, I think is something to really be proud of for our kids.
Questions for Dave?
Hey, I've got a question on this behavior comparison
Mm-hmm.
chart right here. I noticed that the tardies at this time last year were 176 and they're 14.
Uh-huh.
Did we change the way that we're looking at numbers, or did we just do a little better job of getting kids to class on time? It was just a big
Well, I
discrepancy. So I thought
think
I
there's
put-
lots of reasons for that. We had one kiddo that was tardy a lot last year, and she was a significant number of our tardies, and she has moved buildings. And so I feel like that has played into the numbers, but we do try to run kids to class as well. I've been trying to make rounds in the parking lot to run them out of their vehicles, because that's part of, you know, the tardies in the mornings is they're hanging out too long. And so I've been doing a round when that first bell rings and making sure they're getting in the building. So I don't know, I think, you know, there's a different set of teachers. There's 16 or 17 new teachers. It's hard to say what the cause is because we have so many variables that's changed this year.
I was just curious, it was a big swing.
Yeah.
It's not just an accounting difference, no.
I don't think
You're
so,
not
no.
counting them differently.
No,
so.
I looked at that myself when I submitted that, and I was like, I'm not sure about this, so. But that was what was in our system, and so that's what I thought.
One kid can make a big difference.
Yeah, so, hope it holds. Let me put it that way.
I do appreciate you making the rounds out there. I mean, when I was in school eons ago, our ag teacher, Mr. Kyle, that was where his, you know,
His
where the
duty
parking
was.
lot was, he had to walk across there, so when he walked across, a lot of times that scared people, and Mr.
Yeah.
Fussell. And then, you know, the principal would come and hit all the Dairy Queens at noontime to let us out of those and get us back to school, so.
It's just as simple as just being in the parking lot and telling them good morning,
Seeing
the
your
bell's about
face.
to ring, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of, it's just a good morning kind of thing, not a negative thing when I make the rounds, so.
Right. Appreciate that. Any other questions? All right. The activities.
In addition to on my report, got a lot of band and FFA results there, but in addition, got notified, I think this morning, that FFA, Isabella Collins is a state champion in speech on sheep production. Then postseason awards are complete for fall sports. Softball came away with 11 postseason awards. Cross country with 4, football with 12, volleyball with 4 at the state level, and then basketball jamboree. Rather than charging admission, we took donations for the doggy bag program and come away with $247 to go to the doggy bag program.
Good. Questions for Mr. Hoffman? Brenda?
Special Olympics, we had 7 bowlers go to Springfield to participate in the bowling. They all either got gold or silver, had a great day. Jason was kind enough to work with us for lunch, so they got to take a sack lunch and celebrate afterwards, all eating together as well. So they had a good day. Madeline Curry has done a great job starting with Special Olympics this year. She's getting ready to go on maternity leave. LaDonna Huff also has coach certification through Special Olympics, so she's gonna take care of basketball while Madeline's out with her baby, because she thinks she should stay home with her baby. The other thing that I put in my report is Project Access has given opportunities for all of the staff to have free training if they want to do any of that. It has to do, and I put it in there with the link. There are all kinds of things, from behavior to autism to functional communication to evidence-based strategies, tools to use within the classroom. There's a lot of different things from early childhood up through high school. So I've sent that out to all staff in case they're interested in participating in some of that as well.
Very good. David?
One of my highlights would be the annual La Posada Festival that we have to celebrate our Hispanic culture that we have. That was this past Saturday at Robinson in the fifth and sixth grade commons area. Preliminary, numbers that I got from Miss Stephanie Brown today said that there were 270, folks that signed in. I helped serve a whole lot of, fajita meat. Dr. Yogan was there, Dr. Spooner, Mr. Gucher, Mr. Dake. Lots of teachers were there present. It's always just a neat activity to see, that culture dresses to the nines for things like that. It's just really outstanding to see all the kids, and how we work with that group of folks to try to welcome them into the school building and the community. So appreciate the hard work, Stephanie Brown, Lauren Wilhite, and most of all, last but certainly not least, Miss Elvira Escalera, who is the gal, she is the gal, for that communication piece there, so that's a good thing. And then, I would be remiss in the month of December if I didn't wish everybody a happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, teaching every one of you guys and all of these folks back here, cause it is it's a rugged race that we're all running, but we're running all the same direction, which is very helpful, which is in the direction of what's best for the kids of our district. I truly believe that, so I do appreciate everyone in the room, because we all have a part of that, so.
Thank you, Dave. Brad, did not forget you.
That's all right. Got a new bus, came in right before Thanksgiving break, so bus 19 is getting ready to roll tomorrow. George got it all ready to rip, so it'll go out on the road tomorrow. Got a parent activity night on December 14th, so it'll be the second one of the year. First one went off really well, so looking forward to seeing what kind of numbers we get for the December 14th one. And then kind of on pace this year to set like a new high for the alt school as far as how many classes are completed or credits are accomplished throughout the semester. So we're looking at, I think my number was 159 that I turned in on the board report, but we still got several weeks left to get a few more credits in or classes completed. So hoping to be in the 170s, 180s before the end of the semester, which is quite a bit higher than what we've had before. So good work on the teacher's part, and then the hard work from the students.
The attitude in the building seems to be good. Would you say that?
Yes, positive.
And you did say you were planning another event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. If all goes well, we'll have one a quarter.
I didn't know if you forgot me.
Oh.
Thank you, President McCauley, I appreciate it, the opportunity to share a few words. So you got my last Friday report, mentioned the city of Aurora situation, or shouldn't say situation, just an update. They're hoping to get some information to me and then maybe to you about, in early January, about some of their thoughts regarding the walking trail connection. They considered coming tonight, but they weren't able to get that put together to bring. But as soon as I have information, I will share it with you in the procedures and things of that nature. Another thing that I think I would invite you all to, I believe it's the 12th. I don't know if there's been a makeup day for, I think it's the 12th, for the groundbreaking of the rec center, or the 11th. It's one of those two dates. Anyways, I'll finalize that and send it out to you all, but if we can be there, I plan on being there. I think it would be a good thing if school staff, school board, if we can be there to show support, because I do think it's a good thing for the community in some way, shape, or form to progress in that regard. So other than that, that's the big thing with the city of Aurora, and like I say, I'll share the information with you all when I get it. The upcoming work session is in January 13th. You got the list in last week's Friday report, various things to discuss. Probably one of the biggest things I want to tell you all that I'll bring is a kind of a financial comparison, where we were this time. Hopefully we'll have some tax revenue in January. We won't have a lot, but some, to be able to get a good comparison of our balances from this time compared to last year at this time. So I think that'll be good information. And then, there's been some discussions. Mr. Mace mentioned the race or the how how much everybody's working to respond to the needs of our kids and our community, there's a lot of different ideas on how to do that. And part of my job, I feel, is to find ideas and reasonable, responsible ways to address those things, and then bring them to you all as options. And you can determine what you think is the best thing to do, or the best way to respond. One of the big things that I think is the behavior response, the proactive behavior processes that we have. And so I would ask you all to be thinking in your mind from here until next January, obviously all the time, what things you think we can do to assist with some of the behavior things that are challenging our staff and our school, because that is something that's heavy on the forefront in a lot of our buildings. Along with that, I'm implementing a district leadership team that will be representative of every building and area in the school district. I'm looking at times to meet probably on a Friday. I think that team will be valuable and vital in terms of progression, establishing a vision, getting some feedback from the really valuable stakeholders in our entire organization, and being able to share their perspectives, engaging with them. As we get rolling, we'll definitely meet each quarter. I'd say here at the beginning, probably meet once, and then another time before school ends. But the purpose here at the beginning is to identify the purpose of the team, get everybody to know one another, because it'll be across the district in all 4 buildings and in other areas. So it can have a very vital impact on the progress of the school, and provide a voice into a lot of the big initiatives that we may or may not do as a school. So it's a very powerful part of the process. In last week's Friday report, last month, we discussed to some extent the behavior room change. We have moved that room, or in the process of moving that room from its current location at Pate to Robinson. I can say with great pride and just emphasis that everybody that's had a part in that move has done a tremendous job. Some of them are sitting out here, some of them aren't here, from Sodexo moving to the teachers that have moved. Everybody has done a tremendous job. Now that will take place when we return on the full move, that live action, if you will, when that room will be used and everybody will hit their new spots, will be January of 24 when we return back from Christmas break. So that is in the process, and I wanted to make sure you all knew where we were as far as that goes. So from Page to Robinson. Other than that, still working to prepare the RFP process for food service and custodial services. Both of those contracts end in June 30th. And so I hope to start knocking those out probably February, March, in that range, in terms of sending out the RFP and then getting back the results to be able to share with you all, for you all to make a informed, educated decision. And I think the teacher of the year, support staff of the year, and the rookie of the year process can have a tremendous impact on our morale. Something at the end of the year, something we can provide a prize to, and I'm excited about what that will bring, and working with the AA to get that accomplished. And I'll send out some flyers and some ways to raise some funds to get that accomplished when we return in January. So there's a lot going on. The burden is great, but you have some comfort, as much comfort as one can have in this world today, that you have in this school district a lot of people that are working very, very hard to serve our kids in a lot of different roles. And I'm proud of them, and I'm excited to work with them. So any questions that I can answer for you?
Quiet.
On the Western Front.
I don't know if anybody noticed, but I don't watch the news often, but KY3 had a full-length story on behavior issues in Springfield Public Schools, where they interviewed teachers who had left because of behavior issues, an assistant superintendent, and several of the stakeholders and the staff members. This is not a local problem. This is a national problem. So we've done well with this type of problem in the past. We'll do well with it again. Any other comments, board members?
Well, I took note of that story as well, and I know we have, it is a national thing, it's also a local thing, and we know you have your hands full with it as building leaders, and we appreciate everything you do for the kids. And it's different. I mean, when all of us were in school, you kind of sat down and shut up and you did what you were told, and we realized that you don't have that luxury. You have unique challenges with behavior, mental health, and so thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeremy. Anybody else have anything to add? I think it's probably just about time for us to adjourn, so we'll adjourn the board meeting at this time.
Seven 28.
I didn't practice it out there.
It took teamwork. It didn't bring his right.
How many James is on my list?